勝負。皆さんにようこそ。そして、Welcome to Gameplay Shinobi. My name is Nanashi, and I'm the host of this channel, and I'm here to take a first look at the Dungeon Defenders 2. Now at heart, Dungeon Defenders is a tower defense game, and it does the tower defense mechanics pretty good. I quite like the tower defense in this game. You also have, aside from your turrets and traps, you also have specific points on the map, specific equipment, I mean, that you can activate and shoot the group of enemies. Now the problem arises when you are playing with your character. That's the weakest side of this game, especially if you're playing as a melee warrior. I'll show you the gameplay now of the archer. I'm laying traps for my enemies. I also have skills such as the grenades. Well, I call them grenades because they explode like ones. Bear in mind that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just laying traps like like a fool and hope for the best. I think the ones over here are blasting enemies up in the sky, and the ones here are your explosive traps that damage the enemies. So the traps that, you know, blast them up in the air will help me to shoot them. And without further ado, let's just proceed to the actual combat. As you'll notice, playing as an archer or a mage, it's quite simple. You just aim and shoot. There's really nothing to it. Occasionally you use a skill or two, or you charge your attack to defeat your enemies. And it's quite pleasant, I gotta say. It plays like a third-person shooter. Now as for the turrets, every character has a different turrets, which is a good thing. It requires the whole party to cooperate in order to beat difficult challenges, which is what I like. There's no dodge button or anything like that, so you have to be careful with your positioning. Those little punks decided to destroy my cart. This is the first level, so the monsters are not too difficult, and my gear, which is my bow and armor, are not very good. So no wonder I'm beating them up quite well. And as I've mentioned before, yeah, so the gameplay with the archer or a mage is quite good. I quite enjoy it. It's fast, and there's a lot of happening, and you know, the turrets all helping you with defeating the foes. Now the problem arises with melee characters, and this is the building phase. So as you can see, there's no timer, at least I don't see any timer, so you can carefully lay out your strategy. I'm not going to go into the depth of the mechanics here, just because I want to quickly show you the melee character now. That is your hub, which is the tavern. You can purchase gear here. You can do certain things like customizing your character. But the problem is, this game is basically built for transactions. So if you want to customize your character and a better looking outfit, you have to buy a new skin, which is a bad thing. It makes all of the hunting for better loot, for better armors and headgears pointless, because you don't see any effect aside from making your character stronger. That's a big immersion breaker and it was present in the previous Dungeon Defender. I'm really sad to see that it's coming back and that they haven't really improved on that. And speaking of the improvements, the graphics have been improved, the animations, and a little bit combat, but it doesn't feel like a big step forward. It feels like a half a step. But I'll show you the actual melee combat right now. Now the graphics of this game will push back a lot of players. They're very fantasy looking, almost like Shrek animations or World of Warcraft. Personally, it doesn't bother me that much. However, I would like to see more realistic graphics, such as in the Dark Souls series, for example. And I would like to see more depth into the melee combat, because melee combat is very, very simple. As you can see, I'm holding the button and I'm just slashing the air. There is no weight to my attacks, which I'll show you in a second. And also, even though you have a shield, guess what? It's all based on about your gear. So if your gear sucks, they will still pierce through your armor, regardless of whether you're defending or not. And there are some occasional hiccups, which I'll show you in a sec. And it feels like you're playing a little bit of Dynasty Warriors. I haven't placed my turrets because I'm a dummy. I'm slashing the enemies here, and if you see? I've pressed the block, and my character turns its back to the enemies. Now that shouldn't really happen, and yet it happens. Now bear in mind that this is early access game, so there's a lot of bugs and a lot of features that are not implemented yet. Personally, I would like to see more skills to the melee characters. A skill, for example, that creates a magic shield in front of me, so I can protect my allies, so I can protect, you know, the card, the crystal, the base. But right now, there is no class specializations added, and I doubt that they will add class specializations later on, because it was a very simplistic combat, even in the first game. So I've passed the level without much effort, to be honest. I'm playing on normal, and I didn't even use any turrets. And I think I've just leveled up, and I've unlocked a new skill, which is probably a berserker or something like that. It makes me move faster and probably more punishing hits. But like I've said, there's no class customization, and this is really a bad thing. I would like to have certain, like a skill tree. So if I want to be a defender, I unlock skills for the defender, and I can protect my allies with the shield or protect the base, or make my turrets more resistant to damage or more punishing. But right now this game doesn't have that yet. I know that they haven't done a proper job in the first Dungeon Defender with the skill trees, and basically if you wanted a different character that wields dual-handed weapons such as axes or big swords, you had to purchase them from the DLC shop, which is a bad thing. Again, microtransactions, and this game is going to be free to play, which I'm not a big fan of free to play, because they can milk your wallet. You can easily spend, you know, a couple of £100 or even dollars. And if you had purchased the game for £30 or £40, you would expect that the game will have all of the content for you without additional charges. And free-to-play games like to charge you for every little thing. So should I recommend this game or not? This game is going to be free to play. Right now you can purchase the early access, and I do not recommend this because it's quite an expensive early access, to be honest. And I don't think the game will improve much. What you see right now is what you'll get. Obviously they will add new characters, new levels with more depth, and new skills and customization, which you'll have to pay for if you want your character to look differently. I would wait until this game goes free to play, and if you want to play it with friends, go ahead and do that, because at heart it does the turret mechanics pretty well, although I haven't demonstrated any of them, and maybe I should do it right now. Basically you have your barriers, and then you have your shooting turrets, and later on in the game you unlock new turrets such as ballistas that do long range damage, and every class have a different turrets, so you want to mix and match different characters in your maps. If you can invite your friend that has a mage that does the elemental damage to enemies, you can invite the knight, which basically creates those great barriers that holds the enemies, and then you can shoot them from far away, and so on and so forth. If you have friends, go for it. When it comes to to Steam as a free-to-play game, I would try, and I would recommend trying it at least, because you're not spending any money. But if it turns out to be one of those games that drain your wallet, I wouldn't recommend it at all. Okay, so thank you very much. This was Gameplay Shinobi, and otsukaresama desu. Good work. Goodbye. Here to take a look. First, well, minasan, yokoso, and welcome to Gameplay Shinobi. My name is Nanashi, and I'm here to do the crap. Damn it. Minasan, yokoso, and welcome to Gameplay Shinobi. My name is Nanashi, and I'm here to do the God, why? I can't do this anymore. Gameplay Shinobi. My name is Nanashi, and I'm the host of this channel. This weird guy is annoying me. Sorry. And for Pete's sake, I'm gonna shoot myself with the bow. Bear in mind that this game is still in early access. And I forgot what to say. Blah 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 blah. Hopefully they will like it. Blah 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 blah. That's why I lose the subscribe base. Blah 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 blah. Like video. Blah blah blah. Damn it.